Okay, that's enough of that. I just had to try it. I've been meaning to do that for years. In this video I'm going to be experimenting with Durafix Easy Weld brazing rods for aluminium. If you want to jump straight to the point where I'm doing this, it's about 9 minutes into the video.
Built from the ground up. No one does it like us.
So what is this I see before me? It's the sun. Do you remember that? The sun. It stopped raining. It's been raining non-stop for about 2 months. And it's not freezing cold anymore. So we're in the garage. Lots and lots of jobs to do. Back to the belly tank. We've got our water tank. Now, although I fitted my cunning cooling system which would pump water, if you remember, through like a mini radiator, it was actually a very wide oil cooler mounted here with fans on it which took air out under the engine, which in theory would reduce the temperature of the water while the car was parked. I found that didn't work because I had an airlock in it. So in the end, last year, I had to literally just unplug a hose and let water drain out. Well, we siphoned it. We siphoned water out of the top of the tank, if you remember, and then stole some water in the toilets which had actually been closed because of flooding, and if you remember, we put it into one of these containers here and then topped it up with cold water and did the second run. So I want to do that in a little bit of a less chaotic manner this time. The siphon tube, these ones you can buy with a little self primer, they're not designed for hot water. It all just went gooey and started kind of collapsing on itself because it was too soft. So two choices: I can make my own siphon system using radiator hose or something, or if I wanted to drain half the water in this tank, if I had a port like that about down here somewhere, coming out the side of the car with a valve on it, I could just literally turn the valve, have a stopcock type thing on the side of the car like a tea dispenser, and then just drain most of the water out and replace it. So then I was thinking, well, I don't really want a stopcock on the side of the car. I thought about actually making a feature of it, like get a really old brass thing and put it on the side of the car as a bit of a joke with a hot water sign above it, like you can make yourself a cup of tea. And then I thought, well, no, actually, but I've come up with a genius solution to that, even if I say so myself. So this is the cunning plan. This is 19mm. They come in different bores, adapter, something like that, and it moves pretty easily, and you can attach a Bowden cable to it, like a choke cable, and the cable is held in place by these clips. And I was watching one of those dinosaur TV documentaries last night, and did you know, a long time ago, there was a time when it rained non-stop for 1,000,000 years. I just thought that would cheer everyone up, seeing as it's rained non-stop here for weeks. So we need a drain port about here. I need to weld it in. You see, I've got another port here similar, but it's a little bit too high up, so I need to put one about here. So I've got a piece of pipe, aluminium obviously, and to make it easier to weld on, it's, how shall I say it, it's quite possible to weld a pipe around flat to a surface, but if you flare it out a bit, it makes it easier actually. So so I can end up with a result like that. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to cheat just a little bit, flare this out a touch. So when it comes to welding that to the flat surface, the fact it's flaring out makes it much easier. Makes it a lot easier for me to weld around there. So I drilled a hole in there, look, and I've just enlarged it until I can screw this in. So this will hold this down into place while I'm welding it. I don't know if this is going to work, but Seems like a good idea at the moment. Yeah, might work. So I'm trying to pour the water in without spilling any, so if any wetness appears here then it has to be from there. Well, it's now dark outside, it's quite a few hours later. As it turns out, I've got a bit of spare time this evening because my wife's with her mother who's currently been waiting 8 hours for an ambulance to take her to hospital and counting, so it looks like I've got the whole evening to myself, but I won't say any more. It is just a little bit annoying having worked in a hospital for my entire career. Anyway, important update. That's the wrong port, isn't it? That's not the port I just welded. This is the port I just welded. So I've moved the tank around so the water sloshes down to this corner, and seems to be alright. But we'll just give it a bit longer. As I said, I've got a whole evening free, so come back in a couple of hours, just check that. What an idiot. Yeah, obviously if you look at the whole tank, that's the port I just created. Okay, well I didn't really want to bore you with this, but I did it all again. I cut it off and did it again. So you might be thinking, why did I do that? Well, if there's the tank, right, this is the bottom, this is the top. These are the two hoses, lower hoses to the engine, top two. I actually wanted to drain the level down, not below these two hoses, which is where the previous port was, but to kind of come down and then stop a little bit above. So that's where I needed the port. So that's the port I welded on before, and you say I blanked it off and I put a new one on. And again, I filled it with water and I've tilted it, and I'm just waiting to see if it leaks, and again I think I might be alright. Nothing there and nothing. Ooh. Do we have a seepage? What do we have here? It's a little bit overkill there, but it was this bottom bit that was leaking, so I've absolutely splurged it with Weld. So we'll let it cool down and then try again, do another test. Well, it's still dripping, so that I've welded it twice. Now I think what the problem is, I've obviously got some contaminant. It might be coming from the underside, it's making the weld porous, so I'm changing tack. I'm going to braze it. So I've smoothed it down, I've got it level so it doesn't roll around. These are like solder sticks, but I'll give you the name of them later, but I've done my research. Basically you heat the metal a lot, you heat the stick just a bit to get it warm, you then touch the stick onto the metal and initially nothing will happen, then eventually when the metal gets hot enough it'll melt onto the metal and you can kind of guide it round with the actual stick itself. So I'm literally just going to go around the edge here and then put a film over the top. Apparently it's extremely strong. Apparently it's, some would argue it's stronger than the metal itself. So step one is to clean it really well with a wire brush. don't know if that's going to work. It's not pretty, but I've completely covered the whole area. So we'll let it cool and we'll try again. Right, what do we reckon? What do we think? It might be working. Well, it's not very pretty, but it might be working. So I'm just going to leave that for a few hours and see if a puddle develops here. It's about an hour later. It's bone dry. How about that? So this comes from Oxford Welding Supplies, and the product is called Durafix Easy Weld Brazing and Soldering 5-rod Kit. So Durafix is the thing you need to search for, and in the UK this is one of the suppliers. And if you don't want to TIG weld aluminium, apparently if you just work attaching small things together, this stuff works. Also, you can use it to bridge a hole. You can actually just flick it back and forth across the hole or go in a spiral and it'll fill the hole. I'll put a link to a video under this video. There's a YouTube tutorial that shows you how to use it. Yeah, so it's kind of handy stuff. The sort of thing's worth keeping in your garage, I think.